Hi everyone, my name is Vivian Alabamiji, and for those of you who don't know me, I attended IES last year while I was doing a summer internship in Jakarta. So in Philippians 4, Paul talks about rejoicing always. And he even further goes on to say that we should be anxious for nothing, but really put our prayers and petitions before God with thanksgiving. And then we can expect that God's peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard our hearts and our minds. And so this has actually really been difficult for me to really put into practice during this coronavirus pandemic. If I'm going to be honest, I have gotten very distracted. Distracted from the chaos that's in the news and related to the job losses, and even my mom lost her job recently, or lost her job due to the coronavirus pandemic. And then dealing with issues related to my job and me being so close to starting, but then there being a last hurdle that's still there in the way. And this is something that I've been waiting for the past 2 years. So that has been frustrating. And then recently in the US, when it comes to racism and that really bubbling over in my nation, and seeing how so many people's hearts have been hurt and been frustrated because they've seen and they felt and just saw how people kept losing lives because of the color of their skin, and it seemed like nothing was done and nothing has changed and nothing has happened. And so because of that kind of frustration, some people have lost hope. And so after having these really uncomfortable conversations related to just race these past few days, on top of what has happened with my family and the job loss and issues with my loss, those are the anxieties that Paul was talking about that I don't have to be anxious for, but I was kind of holding on to and trying to solve on my own. But yesterday, that came to a breaking point where I got to a point was like, Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this situation. I don't know how to solve these problems. I'm frustrated. I'm hurt. My heart is heavy. Lord, just help me. Help me to be who you've called me to be in this season, to be the light that you've called me to be. Lord, break these chains of oppression that have been over so many people. Break these chains of heavy hearts that are holding people down because of their job losses, because of people being in poor health, because of lost hope. And so as I began to pray to God, something happened. And it was his peace that overwhelmed me. So Paul talked about also how the Lord is near to us. And so when I prayed, God literally met me in my needs. Although my situation didn't change in that exact moment, my mom didn't automatically get her job. My job issues didn't automatically get solved, and racism didn't end in my country, but I felt peace. I felt renewed hope, and I felt strength as I poured out everything onto Jesus. And so I think it's so important when Paul said that we should also rejoice always. As Christians, we're going to encounter suffering. And there are certain things that are out of control, but we can change how we respond to these situations. Instead of just wallowing in my pain, instead of just wallowing in my despair in that moment, I chose to pray. I chose to rejoice and thank God for his faithfulness and for his goodness. And I got peace. So one practical thing that has been helping me in my prayer walk is to journal and write down my prayers, and also write down when God has answered a prayer, so that when I go through challenges and I go through difficult and uncomfortable situations, I can remember that God met me in the past and He will surely meet me in the future. So although the situation is hard, and although you and I may not have the answer right now, we can cast and we can give all of our anxieties to God, and He is able to meet us. He is able to give us peace that does not make sense in a human sense.